JoziMyBeginning is a competition that inspires communities to find solutions to their daily problems. With a 50 million rand prize fund, the initiative aims to develop bright ideas from city residents that will benefit the public at large, enrich their lives and create jobs. This is JoziMyBeginning. This week, we visit Zoo Lake and learn about its environmental problems. We catch up with one of our competition finalists, we receive more insights from one of our expert mentors, and we chat with Paseka Lusilang from Water Hygiene Convenience on the big interview. Abshen Dumelang, hello and welcome to JoziMyBeginning show. My name is Buna Silisho, and for the next while, you and I will be gaining more experience on how to improve our communities using the tool of entrepreneurship. In addition to our show, you'll see on our social media platforms that we have entrepreneur-related stories. You can find us on Facebook, JoziMyBeginning, and on Twitter @JoziMyBeginning. We promise to keep you informed and up to date. JoziMyBeginning is a local competition with prizes worth 50 million rand aimed at giving Joburg's next best entrepreneurs a head start with their ventures. Zoo Lake is known for its jazz events, carols by candlelight, and its family picnics. However, this leisure spot has been facing some environmental problems. Next, we see how the city of Joburg is working to address these issues.
What I like about my region, what I relate to most in the region, is the greening atmosphere which is around the region. Walking around the Zoo Lake, look at how they're taking care of the plants, the grass. Those are the most, lovely features in the region that takes away my breath.
People like visiting Zoo Lake, so it is well utilized in that it has playground areas, outdoor gym facilities for patrons to utilize, dog walkers. It has heritage status. It's considered a flagship park, and it just has a sense of being. It's well established. If you look around, it's got one of the major canopies is situated within Region B, and Zoo Lake houses a number of those 40, 50 to 100-year-old trees. On an annual basis, we experience events like Jazz on the Lake, which is one of the famous events that happen in the month of September, as well as your music events that would happen from international music events from time to time. Mentioning that, we have 5 trees that were planted by Lionel Richie, one for himself, one for his wife, and his 3 grandkids, and I think his daughter. So we do have some kind of heritage in terms of the music fraternity as well. Our greatest challenge, I would say, is braaiing within our facilities. Our bylaws do indicate no fires are allowed within the facilities. However, it doesn't specify braaiing. So a lot of our patrons bring their own braai stands and they utilize their braais. But the problem that arises from that is patrons would complete their braaiing, take the ashes and hot smoldering coals and chuck it at the base of a tree. We've experienced a number of trees that have had damage to the system, the feeder system into the tree, and that has caused 50-year-old, 100-year-old trees to be damaged and have to be brought down. Some of the trees would fall over onto patrons, so there's a risk to the city in terms of that. The other issue that we experience is the litter. The challenge is not the collection. We have a program in place. However, it's the people's attitude to the utilization of the park. People would generally just leave litter where they have been sitting and walk off, and we are then left with the entire park strewn with litter. Zoo Lake, it's quite massive. We would require a number of maybe 2 co-ops through the Jozi at Work program, if only people would start to think about just taking the litter and dumping it in the bins provided. The solution to that is I think we should run a national litter program throughout the country, not only Johannesburg, where previously when we were at school it was Zappa in the ZB block. And that I think helped quite a lot, and I think the schools would play a major role in educating the children, because children then educate parents.
Joburg has many lovely locations that one can take their family and friends to have some fun. But if we want these places to last, we need to be aware of the effect that our actions have on the environment, and we need to work together to keep it safe and clean. To see more stories about the city of Joburg, you can log on to our website, JoziMyBeginning.co.za, where you will find these stories as well as more information about the competition. On our social media pages, we usually share articles and videos aimed at equipping new and established entrepreneurs. Next, we have Brandon, the man behind the information, with some hints and tips.
Hi, if you're new to the entrepreneurial game, then these tips by Business News Daily may be useful to you. And if you're not, you may want to hear them anyway. Firstly, ensure you have the right support system in place. By surrounding yourself with like-minded people, your entrepreneurial journey may be much smoother. Remember to expect the worst. Making the jump to open your own business is the most unpredictable rollercoaster ride you can imagine. You won't be able to prepare for this, but expect the ups and downs. Recruiting the best people may be the most essential part of growing your own business. Bring in the most talented and hardworking people you can find and keep them happy. Eventually, you won't be able to do everything yourself, and your business will rely on its people. Lastly, read daily. Reading helps you to spark ideas that you can apply to your business, and it reminds you of things that have caused other businesses to fail. So grab a magazine or a newspaper, or log on to your favorite online publication and get reading. So in short, make sure you have the right support system in place, always expect the worst, recruit the best people, and read daily. That's all from me. Talk to us on Facebook at JoziMyBeginning and on Twitter at JoziMyBeginning. Until next time, remember, keep focused.
Social media is a key ingredient to entrepreneurial success. On our JoziMyBeginning Facebook page, as well as on our Twitter feed, which you can find at JoziMyBeginning, you'll see that we provide you with information that can aid entrepreneurs on their journey. The finalists in our competition have made it this far because their ideas are incredibly unique and innovative. Take Kopano Mohapi, for instance. He's aiding the environment by using bamboo to clear the atmosphere from toxins and pollution.
In 1999, my wife and I started an NGO that is called Usizo Tuso Community Center that is taking care of the plight of orphaned vulnerable children in Region G. Because of limited resources and funding drying up from funders, we then decided to create a sustainability program that will sustain the households. Then we came up with a program that is called Blue Dizer Bioenergy Plantation and developed the holistic ideas to address many problems. Blue Dizer Bioenergy Plantation or Farm is an initiation that is hosting 20 primary cooperatives with a secondary cooperative. The primary cooperatives are formed into 5 members. The idea here, or our value proposition, is climate change mitigation through the use of bamboo growing. Bamboo does not have seeds. The process of planting this bamboo starts in the laboratory, where bamboo tissue is extracted and then it is developed into bamboo seedlings. Then we take bamboo seedlings, plant it in the small pots and grow it for a period, about 6 months in the laboratory. Then we transplant that into the field. The ones that you see here, we have imported it from China, we have imported it from Korea and India. Once it is planted, the lifespan of bamboo is 100 years, meaning that we are going to receive beneficiation from bamboo in terms of carbon sequestration, cleaning the atmosphere for the coming 100 years. Here we are intercropping our bamboo trees and other 2 specialist trees, that is Spirotachia africana, that is a biodiesel tree, and Moringa, which is a food fortification tree. We intercropped that with other 9 to 10 specialist cash crops. The specialist cash crops, they address our short-term income generation, while the trees are a long-term income generation. It takes about 3 to 4 years for the bamboo to mature, and then when they are matured, they produce poles, and those poles are the ones that we are going to consider for secondary value addition. Naturally, bamboo it's a plant that has a capacity to absorb or to sequester in 40% of carbon dioxide and releases 30% of oxygen. Now, as a package to the carbon sequestration, we are at the same time addressing the issue of entrepreneurship. At Blue Dicer, we realize that job creation is not done by government. Job creation is a baby of entrepreneurship. We are saying to the government, since you are the platform that creates or the enablement for job creation, we shall create jobs. The farm is 218 hectare piece of land, whereby we have allocated at the moment as an initial stage 100 hectares. So 100 hectares for each one of us. This is how we do it. We are working collectively or communally, as we see at the background, to develop the infrastructure of the land. And then after that, each farmer will come back and develop work on his land at his own time. Collectively, we bring all the harvest at the harvest time, and then the secondary co-op will market the produce, and then the payments will come to secondary co-op. Then the secondary co-op will distribute the money as per the produce supplied by a specific farmer. There are more than 2,500 uses of bamboo that we can manufacture and then sell to the community, to sell to South Africa, sell internationally. For instance, bamboo flooring is one of the products that we are going to sell at the moment. They are imported to South Africa. The second product that we are going to earmark is the bamboo roof sheet. It is durable, it can last for more than 40 years as compared to roof tiles, as compared to the zincs that we use to roof our houses. This one is a product that we are going to sell to the government, to sell to corporate South Africa. There are products like bamboo fabrics, like your bamboo towels. You know, those are the products that we'll be marketing. We are saying to City of Johannesburg, should you give us an opportunity to commercialize this project, then we would have achieved our goals. We will know that this area would have sorted out the problem of unemployment. We will know that this area will be having a cleaner air to breathe in, alleviating these catastrophic health hazard diseases. We don't want to alleviate poverty. We want to completely eradicate poverty.
There's a need to develop entrepreneurs with an environmental agenda. So if you have a knack for business and a love for nature, start working on your idea. You never know, you could be one of our next finalists. Still to come, we receive some expert training from Lisdom, we're updated on entrepreneurial news, and we have a chat with Paseka Lusulang from Water Hygiene Convenience on the big interview. It's all happening right here on JoziMyBeginning, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Jozi My Beginning show. If you have a passion for entrepreneurship and want to add value to your community, then you're definitely at the right place. Before we go any further, remember to log on to JoziMyBeginning.co.za to learn more about the show, the competition, and to access other videos. Unique to our competition are the mentors that continue to support our contestants with tools and information which help them grow as entrepreneurs. This week we're back with Liz Dom with more great tips on early business development.
Hello, and welcome to our series on designing and growing a strong and successful business. In our previous webisode, we discussed how to design a connected and empowered team. You and your team know that your business is the best thing since sliced bread. How do you make investors believe the same? We'll teach you to prepare a pitch that'll blow even the most cynical investor away. You've got 5 minutes in an elevator with a potential investor. Are you pitch ready? In most instances, you have less than 5 minutes to pitch your business and leave a lasting impact. To do this, you need to memorize what we call a pitch deck, which consists of no less than 7 slides. What goes into a pitch deck? Your product name and one-line proposition, problems or gaps in the market and your solution, market opportunity by showing the stats, your product's journey from concept to barcode, your business model and how you're going to make your money, your competitor landscape as well as your advantages. Practice makes perfect, and the key to a successful pitch is as much presentation as its content. Repeat your pitch to yourself in a mirror or in front of an audience on a regular basis and you'll be set to win. For materials mentioned and more information, visit our website. Once you have your pitch down and your investors' support, you're ready to market your business. Thanks for watching.
To access our training sessions, you can log on to our website, JoziMyBeginning.co.za. You'll also be able to see other information about the show. It's always beneficial to learn from others who have failed and succeeded in the industry that you're interested in. I had the chance to talk to Paseka Lusulang, winner of the Green City Startup 2015 and inventor of the leakless valve, about his triumphs and failures. Next, the big interview. In studio, I have the winner for the very first Green City Startup competition. We have Paseka, and he's here to share his secrets to success. Welcome to the show, Paseka.
Thank you very much for having me.
Such an honor to have you, because you're on the wall of fame of the Green City Startup. What product got you there? What did you do to get to #1 position?
The product that got me there is what we call the WHC leakless valve, which is a water control mechanism that saves 70% of water, which is currently lost through toilet leaks. How I got there, I followed the instructions through the website, submitted my application. We went through a round of adjudication or due diligence through the panel, and through the stages, I was awarded the #1 spot.
Sure, given the money to pursue your dream, pursue your idea.
Terms and conditions apply.
Terms and conditions apply,
yeah.
sure.
Many people thought it was just money in the bank like that. No, even that money came in tranches, and those tranches had to be justified, you know.
Sure.
And the justification thereof solely business inclined, product elevation inclined, nothing personal.
Sure.
And all the other things that people think we use money for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the process from going from an idea to something tangible? Because not everybody gets that connection.
All right. There's a some call it the product development journey, where you identify a problem. From identification of a problem, you look for a viable solution, or you develop a viable solution. Then once you have the solution, you look at the opportunity that that solution can be applied in. And from that, you look for means of taking that solution into a viable business case, okay? And from a business case, you need funding to cover the technical elements of that to a market-ready product. And once you are at a market-ready product, you then start commercializing. And once you're commercializing, then only can you make money out of that idea. The duration of this process differs from product to product and industry to industry. And the Green City startup has catapulted that because they wanted the idea and they gave us the money to actually test and get the idea to a point where it can prove the concept. Then after proof of concept, between the first tranche of money and your ideal, what we receive now, the awarded money, then you have to prove the business case by approaching clients. And that's how the Green City Startup got all of that into one.
Sure. Yeah. And part of the Green City Startup sort of format, or the way they support you as entrepreneurs, is to provide mentorship. Yes. But how do you take complete advantage of that mentorship dynamic?
All right. First and foremost, you need to acknowledge your mentor for their time. You know, these are professionals who have done it, who still do, and they have better things to do, and here they are for you. So you need to prepare yourself for a session. You need to know what you want out of that session. You need to have a criteria of this was a good session, bad session, or just an okay session. You need to ask as many questions, not only as an indication of your interest, but for further germs that you can pick up, because they can easily answer your question as you want, or they can tell you more based on the experience. And then another thing, they have networks, so which is very critical for you to tap into, because a recommendation from such an eligible or a person of caliber is more worthy than you knocking at that door. It carries a lot of weight. So that's how I took advantage of the mentors. Many questions, networks, and as much time as I could score with them, I took to advantage.
And you mentioned networking now.
Yes.
What happens if you're not a person who can speak to people, who is not good with that approach?
Well, I'm sad to say, if you want to be in business, you need to know how to sell. Many people avoid selling, and there's a connotation and a denotation to selling. People perceive selling as your insurance guy, you know, those people that annoy us. However, selling is communicating a message in such a way that you develop interest in the other person to take on whatever you're selling. And whether you like it or not, as a person, you are selling yourself, because how people perceive you, first impressions, last kind of thing, it's based on how you presented yourself. So that's my main advice. You need to learn how to sell. Even if you don't like talking to people, if you want this to advance, you need people. Nobody's born a success. It's due to people. As a matter of fact, I have a definition of the word team, acronym TEAM, together each achieves more. So it is only through other people that you learn things that you don't know and you advance. So learn how to talk to people.
Sure. And to close off the session, can you give us any one tip, one main tip for the upcoming entrepreneur out there who has no idea where to go or where to start?
My tip for you is prepare yourself. Don't do this because he said or you want to be better than the other person. Prepare yourself. Mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, economically, materially, spiritually, holistically. This journey is not for the faint-hearted. You can only surpass or be part of the better statistics, the successful side of the statistics, if you know what you're getting yourself into. So be prepared.
Sure. Thank you so much, Paseka. We've learned so much from you, and we admire the drive that you have, and very well done for what you've achieved.
Thank you very much for having me here.
That's all from me, Puno, and our guest Paseka here on The Big Interview. If you want to make it big in Egoli, it's good to stay up to date with all things entrepreneurship in the city of Joburg. Next, the news.
In your headlines today, Newtown Junction hosts a free music festival. Mabuning Precinct stages an award-winning theatre production. And entrepreneurs showcase their work at the Capital Collective's market events. Hello, I am Nozipo with this week's news. In less than a month, the Johannesburg district will host the free annual French Music Festival in Newtown. Last year, the festival attracted more than 6,000 people to its concert in Newtown Junction. The organizers aim to attract larger crowds this year following a new partnership with Total South Africa. According to Jean Bourdin of the French department at Alliance Francaise in Johannesburg, the festival is unique in its international appeal. It is expected to draw thousands of people to the Newtown Economic District. The pop-art theatre at the Mabuning Precinct will soon showcase the award-winning theatre production titled Savage Love in a 3-day show. The team plans to conquer international audiences with books and merchandise in addition to their play. It has been written and produced by local talents. The cast and crew of the production hope to bring the economy of art back to South Africa. And in our final story, entrepreneurs came in their numbers to display their products and services at the Capital Collective's market in Pretoria this past Saturday. The event aimed to provide a platform for young entrepreneurs to trade and network. Fashionistas, art lovers and foodies alike embraced each other's offerings whilst being entertained by local artists at the emerging exchange markets. Well, that's it for the news this week. Remember to keep in touch with us through our social media pages or email us your pioneering entrepreneurial news at www.JoziMyBeginning.co.za. From the news team, goodbye.
Next week, you don't want to miss out as our competition progresses. We feature more entrepreneurial stories and we chat to another expert on the big interview. Before I go, we'd like to continue the conversation with you on social media. You can find us on Facebook, JoziMyBeginning, and on Twitter @JoziMyBeginning. That's all from the JMB team and me, Puna Silisho. See you next week. Cheerio.